probably in the back wrapping hands, but did you see the amateur card from top to bottom?
I did. Top to bottom.
And put that up against the last Combat Night Broward card at Club Sway. You're saying that the last Broward card at Club Sway not too long ago is better than this?
Oh, beautiful takedown by Clardy, catching the kick of Perez and driving through it. He's holding that leg up. I call that suitcasing. It makes it very hard for the bottom man to control their hip. You see, he hasn't been able to put his foot on the floor for that whole time. It's a very effective tactic in the half. Clardy got off a ton of shots there. Perez had to bust his butt to make space and get back up, and you can see the frustration on his face with doing something so silly. Perez in on the double, looking to get his hands locked. These guys have been shooting real heavy with a waist bend today. He gets the lift, he gets the turn, and he gets the dump. Excellent work on that takedown by Eddie Perez Bruno. Clardy kicks Perez off of him, works back to his feet, catches the kick on his way up. Impressive hand-eye coordination. Perez wants no part of it, gets right back on the hips, and takes Clardy back to the floor. Eddie, happy to sit in the half. I think half guard is the absolute best position for ground and pound in terms of MMA, or in MMA, period. It gives you the most control of the lower and upper body at the same time. So, smart move by Bruno on this one. Clardy using the underhook to make posture. He gets up to his knee, raises the level. Perez with the overhook trying to stuff that a little bit. Clardy back to his feet. Perez controlling the inside tie. Clardy getting position on the fence and looking to work from there. Perez getting good head position here. Jacking up on the whizzer to cut the corner. Working his way out the back. Clardy going for the trip. Perez denies it. Throws a knee across. Back on the outside. The gentleman exchanging punches. Bruno, the more dynamic of the two. Clardy consistent and strong. Oh, Bruno with the shift kick right up to the head. Clardy eats it like nothing.
Clearly definitely needs to get his hands up after kicks like that from Eddie Perez Bruno. I would have my chin down, tucked even tighter, and my hands even higher.
Man, Clardy is game as ever, allowing Bruno to put his mouthpiece back in. What a gentleman. Very sporting conduct. I think Clardy would have a karate background, the way he's firing his punches. They have huge follow-through and big power, but they're just chambered from that chest area. Definitely a safer option to keep his hands up in the moment. Snap your fingers. Sorry. You guys probably can't hear the music we're playing. I apologize. I would really like to see Bruno settle in to his positioning. He has really crisp striking. He has very good movement. He needs to use that movement to draw Clardy out so that he can come over the top of his strikes as opposed to sitting in the strike zone with him and allowing Clardy equal access to the fight. You know, Eddie Perez can use his footwork, head movement, and hand controls to take up that space and really take away Clardy's opportunities. Where Clardy seems to be very strong, but he's not as that dynamic in movement. He needs to kind of be a bully in here, shoot down the pipe and put pressure directly on Bruno so he can't use all of his mobility and athleticism. Big right hand by Clardy lands on the jaw of Perez.
Yeah, you could definitely tell that he's the more heavier-handed individual.
Straight into the point, and with all of his weight behind him.
Yeah, and I say, judging so far and just seeing more of Eddie Perez's fights in the past, he's just more of a well-rounded fighter. You know, he could take you down. He could, have things standing up.
Clardy goes for the takedown. Perez counters it into a trip. Transitions knee on belly into the mount. Clardy working his knee inside for a half or a butterfly. Perez stuffing it, using pressure, looking to hike it like a football, but Clardy doing a good job of keeping it in, and reacquires his half, and now full guard. The guard is open. Bruno keeping a low posture. Clardy looking to hook the legs and keep his base low so he can't rain down big shots. Bruno smartly turning the corner, putting Clardy's head to the wall. If you can keep your opponent's head on the wall, they can't use it to help them up because no one gets up on their head, they get up off their shoulder. Science. Hashtag facts. Bruno keeping a really high hip base here so that his head can be extremely heavy and his hips very free for that step over to the half. Now Perez has the underhook while controlling the half, which means Clardy doesn't really have a way out. So Perez can take his time here and do damage and make some real impactful striking for the judges.
Yeah, that's the end of the first round there. Just more dominant and control there out of Perez Bruno. What do you think Coach needs to be the difference maker in order for him to, finish a guy in there like Derek Clardy?
He's got to get to the point. It seems like he's trying to take the hard route to get there. If he can get Clardy on his back, Clardy's jiu-jitsu is not on his level. He can rain down big shots to set up his pass or his submission. If he wants to keep it standing, pick up the speed. Clardy's not a very fast fighter. Use that advantage that you have. Touch, make him miss, strike again, change your angle. Take advantage of all those things that you can create with your athleticism. If I'm Clardy's coach, I'm telling him to fire that right hand off hot and fast, right down the pipe. Either tie up, push off, or change angle immediately after. And don't be afraid to push Perez into the fence. Take away that mobility so you can work your game. It worked pretty well for you in the first.
A little bit of confusion I want to clarify with the clock in the first round. They did a 3-minute round and then took a break and then completed the last 2 minutes of that first round.
Wait, what?
So now we're in the second round.
So this is still the second round.
What?
There was a 3-minute round.
Okay.
Like a clock snap.
So they got a 3, 1, 2, 1, 5.
3. Yeah.
3 minutes on, 1 minute off. 2 minutes on, 1 minute off. 5 minutes on.
Yes.
Let's not put this one on YouTube.
5 minutes. So essentially, we have two 5-minute rounds left then.
Yes. Okay. I mean, I thought it felt a little short, but Combat Night's a really high energy environment, so it didn't feel like out of place. Let alone, we did just watch 15 amateur fights with 3-minute rounds. So I don't know, but that's insane.
Yeah, I think right now somebody in the commission is definitely shitting their pants.
Oof. We pointed it out to him because when they called the round, we were like, we still had 2 minutes on our clock.
Whoops.
Yeah, I thought it was
we don't do the official timekeeping. We just control what you folks see.
Was the response? We're not going to talk about that, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, because I was looking at the clock on the thing.
Clardy's
like,
right hand has
happen?
such pop on it. It's knocked Perez's mouthpiece out 2 times already. If Clardy can turn his hips into that right hand, he can really hurt Perez.
And those uppercuts there, as
you saw Perez's hair shaking all about, those shots were landing.
And the right side of Perez Bruno's face is lumped up.
Yeah, I mean,
as it should be. Those shots were nasty.
Those uppercuts there by Derek Clardy are nothing to play with.
Bruno getting right on those hips, taking Clardy over like a cartwheel, straight into the half, underhook control, elbow in front, perfect positioning for ground and pound. Clardy's reaching for defense, not a great way to go about it.
Looking closely.
The referee is very intent. Big right hands firing down. And the referee is there to do his job
to that bout
and take care of our fighters here. But maybe we can see that Juarez-McGraw fight in a couple months down the line.
I believe that's the plan.
Excellent. Out of the red corner, Eddie Perez Bruno.